we had a title drop in this week's episode of Food Wars. So, the concept of the series is students that go to this school to make some form of deal or an equal exchange, kind of like Fullmetal Alchemist, and like give something the other person has, like, with equal value. Like, let's say I was competing with someone random, okay, and I wasn't, you know, high up there with a great class of things, like, I wasn't part of the Elite 10, I just got there, I was like, okay, I'll trade you this stuffed bear for your pink stuffed bear. You know, we have a competition over that, and let's see, I lose, well, I lose my stuffed bear, the dude grabs it, and he takes all the winnings. It's kind of like gambling. That's kind of how this concept was introduced, and you're gambling if you can win or lose with your food you're cooking. And this brings up some of the battle systems that we should probably expect from the series. So this is going to be the main concept of the battle, the fighting of Food Wars, kind of like Iron Chef. And I'm looking forward to seeing how it is used. Now, when it comes to the concept of how students are competing to win against each other and gain things from others, this is not a new concept, because we have seen this from other shonen, other seinen, other anime and manga in general, even other literature and movies and stuff like that. This isn't a original concept, but it doesn't mean it needs to be original. It just depends on how it is used, if it is good or not. So hopefully this battle system will really make some really interesting fights in the future, especially getting to see how our main male character Soma goes up against people part of the Elite 10 or other people before he even gets to the Elite 10. And so, yeah, I like that. This episode is mainly there just to show the battle system and introduce this concept. Also, we get to find out that the Elite 10, one of these, number 7, Ishiki, I think that's his name, he was not really going his hardest. Like, he wasn't trying the best he could when he made his food against Soma in this episode and last week's episode. So it goes to show you, number 7 is strong. And Soma, either A, he might be on par with him, depending, because Soma didn't really have the best ingredients to make. I mean, if Soma was given a lot of ingredients, like, you know, to choose from, I want to bet he would whip up a very mean-ass dish that would kick the ass of a lot of people, but he didn't have the best ingredients. But mainly where Soma shines when it comes to cooking is how he can put together some ordinary ingredients and turn it into something really incredible. That's what he did also in this episode, in the past couple episodes. Every time, you know, the odds are stacked up against him, he turns an ordinary dish, let's say, you know, eggs over rice or something, he turns an ordinary dish into something that is incredible and just makes your mouth water, and you're like, holy shit, this is good. And that's where his cooking ability lies. So if he really can't overcome people, like, you know, overcome number 7 of the Elite 10 with using these skills that he's actually been good with, you could just see that the Elite 10 is going to be a very hard obstacle to overcome in the future. Now, when it comes to the way this episode is done, it seems like they're toning down the fan service. I mean, there's still fan service in the series, and I don't expect the fan service to disappear. I don't expect it to at all, especially the way the food and the foodgasms are done in people's mind, or food porn. I don't expect that to die down. But when it came to the fan service overall, when the reactions with people inside their minds, it wasn't as over the top as the first couple episodes, especially when it came to how Irena, when she was eating the food, she was like, you know, walking out of the beach and all that, and you just see some fan service. Yes, you still see fan service, but it wasn't is crazy over the top, like, you know, she's about to have a freaking orgasm over food, like, you know, the first or second episode. So it just goes to show you that's starting to tone down a little bit, and you can see how the mangaka was trying different ways to express the passion in the food, and it definitely adds a little different layer to the mix of the series, because it's not just fan service foodgasms. I mean, there's still foodgasms, but the foodgasms we are starting to see is a very unique take on the way to demonstrate emotions in characters, like how Irena in her mind, or how Soma, or all the characters, when they eat food, they think about specific situations in life, like a fresh spring breeze and stuff like that. That's what this food reminds him of, and getting to see the correlation of how that matches to food, it adds a different layer to the series and how you can appreciate the food that is being made and understand the thoughts of what the person is eating. And that's about it when it comes to this episode. Like I said, it just introduces the battle system, introduces the concept of what the series' main foundation is going to be built upon, and to get to the, you know, top 10, Elite 10, you're going to need to get very impressive, great grades, probably something very strong to even challenge the Elite 10, because if Soma was to challenge number 7 of the Elite 10, and he was to lose, not even him being expelled from the school would be enough. So, you need something of equal value, but the question is, I'm guessing you have to move up through the rankings, like, you know, rank 10 to 9 to 8 to 7. Like, you can't skip, from what I can understand, unless the person that you're challenging is incredibly stupid. You cannot skip through the rankings, because you need to have equal exchange. For instance, like, you know, let's say you wanted to challenge number 1 of the Elite 10. You can't just challenge them and expect to be a newbie, average fucking dude into the school and think you should challenge someone that's Elite 10, you know, number 1, unless number 1 just wants to crush you so fucking bad. Yeah, you know, the point of it is just that you can't do that. So you're going to have to work up the rankings to be able to get to number 1. So this adds a different layer of challenge also to Soma as a character to be able to even challenge these. So he can't just jump right in and challenge these top contenders of the school. So that's about it. So tell me your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or not wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.